Hey, you're jacked into Buffy's Angels. It's that time of the week again. All right, episode 4 of season 2 of Angel and season 5 of Buffy. That's what we're doing today. I'm looking at Logan right now. He's reporting to you live from right in front of the ruins of Sunnydale High School. Very exciting stuff. How are you, Logan?
I'm doing well. Can I correct something from last week though?
Yeah,
We were we were making fun of the not making fun of, but we were talking about how it's out of my head or out of my mind, right?
yeah,
Was I out of my head? Was I at, right?
right.
But we made a mistake, Daniel.
There's no way.
We were singing the Machine Gun Kelly Camila Cabello version of that song.
You were, I wasn't.
We were confused how it went, and that's why, because there's an alternate sexy version.
I was never confused. Listen, I know what you're talking
I
about.
listened back, and I can assure you we were both confused.
I was probably just following your lead, bro. Because I've had that fastball song on my iPod since roughly 2004. So, I mean, I've listened to that version a lot.
Well, in that day, you seemed to not know which one was which.
You know, it's possible. Look, A, I was following your lead. B, they sometimes play the shitty version at my job.
Not
So
shitty.
I
I
am.
like that one.
Oh,
That's one of
come
those
now.
covers of an old or
You
like
it's not a cover.
I
You
know, but they're like
can't you can't
samples.
just take an old song and make that the hook of your song. It used to be like Jay-Z could take Hard Knock Life and like completely reinvent it into something new. Now you're
That's
just getting
good.
songs where it's like a good song and it's the
Hold me
chorus.
closer, tiny
Yeah,
day, but
that
then they just like rap over it.
or that one blue da ba dee da ba that like they just used the chorus of a song from a long time ago.
Yeah. Usually I'm very opposed to it, but I think that that's one of the better ones of
I'm very
better
opposed to.
instances.
Have you heard fucking Fallout Boy's version of "We Didn't Start the Fire" where they change all the lyrics to shit they're interested in?
I have, yeah. And that
Dude,
rocks, Daniel.
dude, it does not rock. It is a bummer. It is a legitimate bummer, and I fucking hate Billy Joel.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right. Well, I just
But
wanted
I,
to correct that.
but I did help him at Blockbuster once. He rented the Butterfly Effect. Okay.
I remember that one.
Yeah. So I think about that every time I see Billy Joel. I think, man, I wonder if he likes the Butterfly Effect. Um,
You weren't there when he returned it?
I wasn't, unfortunately.
Oh. What
He
if you
might have
didn't?
he might have dropped it in the slot.
Oh yeah,
You
that's a
know,
good move.
yeah. That's what people tend to do. That was part of my job when I worked at Blockbuster. I had to unlock the little slot thing and take the shit out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um, Buffy. We're talking about Buffy, right? You're jacked in?
Oh, I've been jacked in since yesterday.
All right, killer. We're doing out of my mind today. Oh, was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? Thinking I can never be so fine, waiting for the implication. Right? That's the original.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, fast. Do you prefer that or their bigger hit, The Way?
the way.
Yeah. Everyone can see the road that we walk. Oh, when you said The Way, I thought you wanted me to sing it, but you were just repeating the
No, no,
title.
no. That's what I was wanted.
Okay, great. All
Where
right.
were we going without ever knowing the way?
That's the one, bro. I love it.
Actually, I might like this one more. They're both really good.
They're both great, right?
Yeah, they
I
really
mean,
are.
people talk about one hit wonders, but there's two hit wonders.
That's all they had.
I
There's
mean,
another one. I know there's
listen to
another
me.
one.
I owned Fastball's Greatest Hits on CD. I bought it from a used record store once. And I put that baby on, and I only recognize those two songs.
Maybe you're right. You're an Ocean is the third one listed, and I don't know what that is.
What is it?
You're an Ocean.
I don't think you are. I don't think
Fire
anyone
Escape. Are
is.
you ready for the fallout? I will never let you down. I don't know these.
No, nobody knows those.
No,
But they
you're
get by
right.
on those first two, baby. But they could still tour on that. Listen, only 1 year ago, I saw the band Wheatus live. Okay. And they're still performing Teenage Dirtbag, and the crowd goes crazy. No one gives a shit about any of their other songs, but we're all just happy to wait until Teenage Dirtbag comes.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't argue that.
Okay, let's talk about Buffy. Out of my mind. So this aired October 17th, the year 2000. Um, only 2 days after the pilot episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm debuted on
Wow, that's big.
HBO. Yeah, yeah. The Pants Tent. Right? Isn't that the pilot episode?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Well,
100%.
I don't know. I don't actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know whether they're talking about that like original TV movie one or not.
That's a good point.
Know what I'm talking about? Let me double check.
Yeah, but that's definitely the first
No,
episode.
it's Pants Tent. Pants Tent 2 days before this. Okay. What else happened? The day before this, Logan, the Mets beat the St. Louis Cardinals to win the NLCS and enter the World Series. And on the night that this Buffy aired, the Yankees beat the Seattle Mariners to win the ALCS and make it to the World Series, setting up the first ever, Logan, Subway World Series.
Wow. Is
Huh?
that how many have there been since?
There's been
Can't have been
one,
too many.
Logan. The Mets don't ever
Well, you
make it to
said
the
the
World Series.
first, so I didn't know if
Yeah,
there were
I know.
multiple.
Well, maybe there has been. But listen,
I can't
ev-
imagine.
everybody knows the Mets are fucking horrible. So
Yeah.
the Yankees, they make it to the World Series all the time. This year was just the year the Mets were lucky enough to be there.
Right. So the Yankees won.
Of course they did, Logan. And I watched every game and rooted for the Yankees and was happy about it. Okay.
Oh,
Rage Against the Machine broke up. Sad
okay.
about that. Okay, that happened since the last
Who
episode.
were the people in that? Is there anybody famous?
Well, the rhythm section nobody really cares about. Brad Wilk, of course, is the drummer. Tom Comerford is the bassist. Everyone knows him as the guy who got up like and stood on a thing at the MTV VMAs one year and wouldn't get down. He raged against the machine in that way. Okay.
No idea.
But the two main guys everybody knows, the lead singer Zach De La Roca and the guitarist Tom Morello. You don't
No
know
idea.
either of those guys, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'll tell you this. When I saw Bruce Springsteen live, Logan, he brings out Tom Morello to just play guitar with him on like 3 songs. Busts out the most amazing guitar solo I've ever seen in my life. I've still never seen anything like it. It's like it feels like a mirage because I just saw it live. It's not taped. Who else broke up besides Rage Against the Machine this week? I'll tell you who. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. They announced their
Oh,
divorce. Yeah. Um,
poor rumor.
yeah. You know what I like thinking about? I like thinking about Demi Moore as like a 40-something-year-old woman watching early episodes of that 70s show, like seeing Ashton going like, I'm gonna fuck that guy, not knowing that at the same time behind the scenes, Ashton is fucking his 14-year-old co-star.
When you're rich, I guess the main priority is just having sex with other people, right?
No, 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 it's making more money.
But also, you just have sex with people.
No, no, but it's not that. I think it's just that when you're rich, if you have the impulse to have sex with a random person, you can go do that.
Right. You can take off like weeks to make that a priority just to
Right, right.
have sex with that person.
Yeah, yeah. You'll still keep making money.
Right. Or
Once
even
you're
if you
rich enough,
don't, it's no big
once
deal.
you're rich enough, I just feel like your money is like tied up in bonds and things, and you just have to like call a dude once a week and go like, "Hey, how's our stuff?" And the dude tells you.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah. I could play the dude in a movie. They all look like me. I'm Jewish.
Who, the
Um,
accountant?
yeah, the accountant guy.
Wasn't that Ben Affleck? I don't think you could play the Ben Affleck role.
What did Ben Affleck do that for?
He remember he was in a movie
Oh,
called The
the
Accountant.
accountant. I forgot about
Come on,
that.
D-Train.
Did they make a sequel to that?
No way.
They were talking about it. I remember that was in development for a while.
Well, it didn't happen.
Man. All right, I guess I'll. You know what? I never watched The Accountant because I figured I'd watch it for the show and they made the sequel, but they never did. Maybe I should watch it.
Did he direct that?
No.
There was like a movie he directed that nobody ever watched.
It's called Live by Night. I'm the
Oh
only one that's
yeah.
seen it.
Oh yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hmm.
Okay. Big album release this week, Logan. Limp Bizkit's third album, Chocolate Starfish, and the
Chocolate
hot
starfish.
hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
Excuse me, let me finish my title,
That's the
please.
nastiest
It
thing
is
I've
the
ever heard.
grossest title. I hate it. But what a record. It led to some hit singles, including Rolling, 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 Rolling. You were supposed to say what? Thank
What?
you.
I was gonna
Thank
say shout out to the
you.
Undertaker.
Okay. And also, my generation.
Wasn't that the Who? Talking
Well,
about my generation.
yeah. Well, Limp Bizkit had the guts. I talk about this sometimes that I like when bands do this. Remember I said this about Incubus. When Incubus released a single called Wish You Were Here, I was like, what a cool fuck you to Pink Floyd. Like, we don't care that you released a song called Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. Our Wish You Were Here is now Wish You Were Here. And
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit did it too with My Generation. It is a classic Who song, and they were just like, fuck it.
Yeah. I didn't
I'm
know that.
calling a song that.
I don't think that his stayed though as much. Only
No,
one of
probably
them's in
not.
Full House.
But we know that it's a Who ripoff because the Limp Bizkit loves the Who. Don't you remember they covered Behind Blue Eyes?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the second best cover of Behind Blue Eyes
Yep,
behind
yep.
Giles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. Were those the only two hits on that album? Do you know that?
I don't know that. I don't
You
know.
don't know that off the top of your head?
No, sorry.
All right. I'm looking now. Take a look. Oh, My Way or the Highway. That was another one. God, what an album.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. All right. That song My Way is the main song in WrestleMania 17. They play that over and over again in
Whoa.
WrestleMania 17. Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I look forward to that. We only got like 11 more WrestleManias. Um so movies. You want to know what came out?
Oh yeah.
The same top two are hanging on to those top two slots. In its second week, Meet the Parents at number one. In its third week, Remember the Titans at number two. But also out this week, a couple of failures. At number three, Lost Souls. That was a supernatural horror film with Winona Ryder and Ben Chaplin. And if you're wondering who's Ben Chaplin, I'll say, yeah, he didn't really work out as leading man. That's why that movie tanked.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Okay. And number four, The Ladies Man, an SNL spinoff with the great Tim Meadows. And at number five, The Contender, which was later nominated for Oscars and shit. I think Joan Allen, maybe. And debuting at number seven, Dr. T and the Women by Robert Altman, in which Richard Gere plays Dr. T. And he's what do you call those fellas who give birth to babies?
OBGYN.
That's right. He's that guy. So he spends that whole movie giving birth to babies. If you want to see Robert Altman film a legitimate birth, that happens in that movie.
Hmm. I'd rather watch his other movies.
Yeah, me too. It's gross.
Oh, all right.
All right. And debuting outside of the top 10 in the indie world, Billy Elliot.
I don't know.
What, you don't know Billy Elliot?
No,
What?
sorry.
Okay. Billy Elliot was a huge movie, dude. It was one, you know how like every year the Oscars like decide like one shitty crowd pleaser is gonna get nominated for a bunch of awards.
I'm sure.
That year it was Billy Elliot, okay? It was about this kid. Oh, you know that movie, The Greatest Game Ever Played, the golf movie that you like?
Yeah.
You know how that whole movie is just him going like, I want to play golf, and his dad going like, that ain't us. We're
Yeah, we're
poor,
poor.
play golf.
Yep.
So this movie, it's Billy Elliot and it's young Jamie Bell, and he goes to his parents and he's like, I want to be a ballet dancer. He always pronounced it that way. That's how I remember it. I want to be a ballet dancer. And the parents are like, don't be a faggot. Play soccer. Well, they
That's
play
like in
football.
that
They play
Halloween
football.
movie. David Gordon Green Halloween movie. That little
It's just
kid.
like that. It's just like that. That
But
is
then he died.
basically
Is that what happened here?
that movie is like a 3 minute adaptation of Billy Elliot.
Interesting.
Yeah. That scene. So anyway,
So
Billy
it's bad.
Elliot, it is bad, but at the end of it, he becomes a great ballet dancer, and we're all very happy for him.
All right, that's
Even
good.
his parents who show up at his ballet recital and they're
That's
like,
sweet.
"We were wrong. You're not a homo. You're a great ballet dancer."
That sounds really lame.
It is lame, but check it out. All right. Um, Buffy. We're talking Buffy.
Oh, we ready?
I am ready. Um, we have a new writer this week.
Whoa.
Yeah. I bet you thought we were done with that, but there's still a few to left to introduce. Rebecca Rand Kirshner is our writer of this episode. She got her start on Freaks and Geeks. She had written an episode of Freaks and Geeks that Joss Whedon thought was really good, and so he hired her off of that. Um, she works on Buffy all the way through the end of the series, the rest of the show, 5, 6, and 7. And then when Buffy ends, she goes to write for Gilmore Girls for a couple of years. And then after Gilmore Girls ends, in the middle of season 1 of the 90210 remake or reboot or whatever, they decide it's not working. Let's hire a new showrunner. She shows up on at like episode 13 or something, immediately changes the entire show, makes it way better. And then she runs it until the end of season 3. The second she leaves at the beginning of season 4, the show sucks again.
Wow. So she's good.
She's amazing. I've always been impressed with that.
Well, yeah.
Like the show sucks one day, she shows up, it's great. She leaves, it sucks again.
Well, what was it? She really got the characters? Were the characters off when she left, or what was
I
it?
think maybe she
The
wrote the
plotting? They lost the
character.
plot.
I think maybe she like rewrote the characters in her own image. And then like when she was gone, no one could write them anymore. And also, I think that she was really good at coming up with like really compelling soapy shit, but it was like old-fashioned soapy shit like happened in the original show or like Dynasty or something. And everybody else, like when she left, I think they tried to turn it into like Gossip Girl or something, and it didn't really work.
You like her
um
as a Buffy writer?
I do like her as a Buffy
She gonna
writer.
be here
This
for a while?
She's with us till the end, like I said.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think she writes like the third to last ever episode of Buffy. So
Oh
she
shit.
really is with us till the very end. Um her name is Rebecca Rand Kirshner. This is another interesting thing about her that I like. During That's already 3 names, Rebecca Rand Kirshner, just so you know.
Is that
Okay?
a hyphen?
But
Rand
no,
Kirshner?
no, it's Rebecca Rand Kirshner.
Hmm.
Then during 90210, she marries this like Australian actor named Harry Sinclair, starts crediting herself as Rebecca Rand Kirshner Sinclair. It takes up the entire bottom of the screen every time they show her credit on 90210. It's absolutely outrageous. And then at a certain point, she decides this is crazy. And she just starts going by Rebecca Sinclair. This is even more amazing. In the research for this episode, I had to look her up. She's now divorced from Harry Sinclair and going by Rebecca Kirshner. The Rand is gone.
So she just ditched that. All right.
Yeah, she decided I like only having 2 names. Fuck Rand.
I like Rand.
I do too. Keep Rand.
Rand
Call
is
yourself
cool.
Rebecca Rand. Fuck the Kirshner.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Rebecca Rand is a good name.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's Rebecca Rand Kirshner. And our director this week is David Grossman. We don't need to go into him. He just directed the episode 2 weeks ago. Real me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oct 17, 2000. Buffy, Out of My Mind. Logan.
Was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? All right,
Scroll
ready?
your notes. Scroll your notes.
All right. So Buffy is out in the cemetery, right? It's one of those episodes. She didn't know what to do, so Buffy's out in the
That's right.
cemetery,
Yeah.
as we
Yeah.
said a few weeks ago. And who'd she run into in the cemetery? Two people,
Riley. And then
Riley
Spike.
and then Spike. And she's like, "Hey guys, this is my territory. I don't need any help." And I like Riley was like, "Yeah, she doesn't need any help." But then she's like, Riley, I don't need any help from you
Well,
either.
I like Spike go like she makes like a little look at Riley and Spike goes, "Oh, I saw that. You're not welcome here either." That's great.
Spike's a little instigator, a little
Yeah.
bit. Uh, and Spike, he has like a dramatic moment, right? He says, I will make your neck my chalice and drink deep. And then he falls in a hole.
Yeah.
And then like, we get the credits. And then Willow time.
Oh, Willow
Willow
time.
action, right? I like Willow action.
Yeah. Yeah. She's also out like Buffy.
Was Buffy out from?
He said she was out in the cemetery.
Oh, okay. They're talking about school. They're like really engaged with the last class they were in, right?
Oh
It's like,
yeah, that's
wow, that
right.
was really fun. Or like they're talking about whatever the subject was. I already forgot.
They're arguing over it, and Willow's like amazed she can have like an intellectual school argument with Buffy.
Right. Buffy, I like Buffy. She's like, I thought studying would be like a montage, and I would just be opening the books and sitting in my chair. That was funny stuff.
I used to feel that way too.
Yeah, a little bit. I think SpongeBob got my hopes a little too high. They do a lot of funny little montage like that, SpongeBob, where he's like writing and stuff. I don't know.
Okay,
Uh,
SpongeBob reference. Let's move on.
all right, so but we go to training. Buffy says, I'm gonna go to
Hey, you know
training.
how you like that guy Dylan O'Brien?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, this is a total non sequitur. I watched that movie, Ambulance, the Michael Bay movie yesterday.
Hmm.
Did you know that Dylan O'Brien was originally cast as Jake Gyllenhaal's brother in that movie, and they recast Yahya Abdul Mateen II? It's one of the weirdest recastings ever.
It is. It is. That's a weird part of that movie. You don't really think
Yeah.
about it though. You just go
Uh,
with it.
yeah,
You're just
I
like,
was
yeah, I guess
reading
they're
that.
brothers, whatever.
Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting you. Come on.
They'd be good brothers, Jake Gyllenhaal and Dylan. Wait, wasn't Dylan O'Brien the Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift's video?
I have no
Wasn't that
idea.
Dylan O'Brien?
Are you referring to All Too Well 10-minute
Ta
version?
yeah. What
Taylor's version? Yeah.
isn't that Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien?
I never watched it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it either, but I'm pretty sure that's it. They'd be good brothers though. I can see that. I saw the
Okay.
vision, Michael. So we go
You're
to
like
training.
Cordelia. Cordelia could have had a vision of that.
Yeah. I'm Vision Boy. She's
Yeah,
Vision Girl. We go to training, right?
we do.
Buffy says, I'm gonna go training, and Willow goes with her.
In her
So,
beautiful new backroom training
but we're not
thing.
there yet. We don't know that yet.
Oh,
But
okay.
we go to the magic box, and everybody's there. Giles, Xander, Anya, Tara. Everybody's there.
That's right.
It's crazy. They're all fixing it up. They're like sawing tables and getting stuff on shelves and getting it ready. Looks
Yeah.
great.
Well, Xander's
And
doing like construction shit, and everybody else is like shelving and pricing and stuff.
yeah, they got a little system going. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And I like the moment where Giles calls what he says Willow's being a snob because she's making fun of his like he has knockoff were they salamander
Oh
eyes?
yeah, he has salamander eyes instead of eye of newt. They work the same way,
Yeah,
but
quit being a
Willow,
snob, Willow.
yeah,
That's funny.
Willow thinks there's a purity to eye of newt.
Tara might be the store psychic.
Oh yeah, that was set up.
She likes Willow hand, she says.
Yeah, I bet it
uh
is nice. I bet Willowhead is cute.
yeah, yeah, it's good. And then we see her new training area.
Yeah, well, we saw it already in the the second episode. Remember, I pointed this out. Like, Dawn messes up their training, and I said they're like training in a place that they're gonna set up like a couple episodes from now.
Oh
But
right,
they're
yeah.
yeah,
But
that's
yeah, that's
yeah.
funny. I'm gonna go back and look at that actually when we end this.
You don't
That's
see the whole thing, but she's on that fucking pommel horse thing that's right in the center of the room.
yeah. Oh, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. That's really funny. But here it is. Giles got a whole little basement ready for her to train. Pretty cool. Go to Spike, right?
it's a back room. I only say this
Oh, okay.
because there's other stuff about the Magic Box's basement later that's different.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Giles like keeps dead bodies down there.
Yep, that's our Giles.
Spike. He's watching the creek.
He is watching the fucking creek and lamenting Pacey. She
Well, you know what
doesn't
this
love you,
is, right?
Pacey. What do you mean?
He's just talking about Riley basically. Oh, Pacey, you blind idiot. Can't you see she doesn't love you?
Oh, yeah, I guess, but because I'm me, I was just thinking like he better not be talking about Joey because he's wrong. Joey
Well,
did love him.
I didn't really think anything of it either until later. I was like, oh, that was just about Riley. That's like a I think that's why that's why that line
No,
is
you're
there.
100% right. It's just that I'm a fucking loser. So when
Well, you
Dawson's
love that
Creek
show.
comes
You
up, I can't help thinking about it just rationally and
I
on
would
the
do that too,
nose.
though. I just talked
Yeah,
about SpongeBob earlier for
there
no
you go.
reason. So
For literally no reason.
there was no need for me to bring that up. I don't know why I did that.
That's okay. There's no reason for me to bring up ambulance.
That was good though. So Harmony shows up.
Yeah, she's back.
She's back. And what was it? I thought she was trying to like trick Spike. She's like, Buffy's after me. And I was like, Buffy's not after you. Or is this like a ploy to try to.
No, I think she's just a moron. Like she ran away at the end of the last episode thinking like she's now Buffy's mortal enemy and Buffy has not thought of her once since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, I will do anything. And she's like, yes, I will have sex with you. Like
he
explicit. They
he
make
goes
it.
anything and she's like, "What? You mean sex?" Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. That was funny. So Buffy and Riley, they just got done doing it, right? And she
Yeah.
says,
And
that was
Riley's already hard
relaxing.
again. I'm watching
Riley's
this with
so
my
horny.
girlfriend. I'm literally watching this episode with my girlfriend and having the thought like I don't want her watching this because
Yeah,
I
you're
don't want her
nothing compared to
believing
Riley.
I don't want her believing that this is how men's bodies work.
Yeah, Riley is
Like
a
I
machine.
can't do that. That scene implies that Buffy and Riley are preparing to have sex for the third time in a row with very little time off between. And I'm like, I don't know about your cock, Logan, but my cock doesn't work like that. Even when I
Mine
was
does.
Riley's age, are you crazy?
Nope.
Logan, come on, talk to me real. A
Um,
third, you've just come twice. Okay. You're
no,
now
that no.
you yourself are now initiating a third round of sex.
He was a part of the initiative. No, no, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, man. Like that seems crazy to me.
Especially with his heart condition, which we
Well,
later learn about.
maybe that's what it is, dude. Like all the drugs they pumped into him, it like helps his boner growth.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe Maggie did that to him on purpose, trying to set up something for later.
Oh, wow. That's
That's why she was so jealous of Buffy.
Well, she was watching them. Remember, she had cameras set up.
That's
She would like
right.
watch in their bedroom. That was weird. The so he like Riley wants to do it, but then Buffy he gets turned off when Buffy says she has the strength of 100 men. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's say women. Come on now. That was funny. We go to the morning time, right?
I guess what happens there.
Dawn pours all the sugar bombs, bunch of sugar bombs bowls,
I,
so she can get the toy out. You know, sugar bombs.
I don't
Is
believe
that
that's a
real?
real cereal. No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like
Well,
when people on sitcoms drink Heisler beer.
they're gonna say high C. I was gonna be like, that's
No,
a thing.
Heisler. I've always noticed that. That's the brand of fake beer that people drink in sitcoms. It's Heisler.
Never seen that.
And they eat Let's potato chips.
I've never seen that either.
I'm sure you have. You just haven't noticed it.
That's wild. Wow.
Yeah.
And Joyce, there's like a weird moment where Joyce is like, she passes out. She just doesn't recognize Dawn, and then she fucking just passes out. What's up with that?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say too much.
Like, we don't get into that at all this episode. I guess we'll learn more in the future. Yeah, I don't want you to, but
I will say that last week you complained that Joyce was complaining about a headache.
wow.
And now this week she has not recognized Dawn and
You
then
really never
passed
know what
out
people
and
are
had to
going
go to
through.
the hospital.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't I shouldn't complain about
That's
Joyce
right.
so
How
much.
about that?
You
The
damn.
whole time last week I was thinking he's going to regret this.
That's funny. We get so deep into it, like that one little moment where really like it's so big. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But so yeah, we go to the hospital and we meet Doctor Ben, right?
yeah. This is, believe it or not, an important new character that we're gonna see a
Well, we learned
lot
his
of.
name. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it was just because we use his stethoscope or if it's because he would be important.
No, this
But
is Dr. Ben.
all right,
This
Doctor
is
Ben.
actor Charlie Weber, I believe the guy's name is. He goes on to some stuff. He was a regular on Shonda Rhimes's How to Get Away with Murder for the whole run of that show. Did you watch it?
Didn't watch it.
I watched the first season and a half. And
What
then
happened?
it wasn't very good.
You just gave up halfway through the murder show? You didn't find out who it was?
No, I did. I found out the end of the first season,
You didn't find out
and then
how they got away with it though?
dude, each season is like its own little murder plot, right? So I watched the whole first season, and then the second season I couldn't get into the new murder plot, so I bailed.
Wow, that's very bold of you.
Thank you, thank you so much. Um, and I will say also that Rebecca Rand Kirshner, the writer of this episode, later used him in an arc on 90210. So apparently she enjoyed his performance.
Okay. I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of actors still that we remember we brought up and like these people are gonna come back that they haven't. Like people that have played like demons and stuff.
Oh yeah, that
But like we got to be getting close to some
I
of
know
those people.
exactly who you mean. At least one of those is a season 6 thing. I
Yeah.
know that. Um, but
Is it
yeah,
was it like
well,
the episode Helpless? Was there somebody from that episode? I feel like
yeah, that's the guy. He comes back in season 6
he
as
was
a,
cool. I'm excited for him
yeah,
to come back.
as a character named Rack.
Ooh,
He's
that's
sort of
cool.
like a demon drug dealer.
There's a trap in Saw 3 called the Rack. Well, I'll actually get into Saw 3 a little bit in this Buffy episode.
Oh, I
Stay
can't
tuned.
wait. I can't wait. Saw 3, perhaps the eighth best Saw movie.
That's
Um,
that's bullshit. It's like the fourth best one.
no way.
Yeah, one, two. It's like there's one, two, six, and that one.
And
Anyway,
that one's not included.
what do you mean?
1, 2, 6 in that one. I feel like there's a bunch of other ones that are better than that one. Say 10.
Okay, that's the only one you can argue. You can't argue 3D or Jigsaw or Spiral or four. Four is just worse three, in my opinion. And then five.
Yeah, 5 was bad. I remember 5 being bad.
I think those are like the only good ones. So those half. One, two, three, six, 10. That's the good half. Rest are bad.
I just don't think of 3 as being good.
I know. I guess that's where we differ.
All right. Yeah.
So Dr. Ben, Dawn takes his stethoscope and she's like going through everybody's heartbeat for some reason. I guess because she's a child. That's what
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
do.
It's a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. And his Riley's heart's beating really fast. So luckily we're in a hospital. We just go in one of the rooms and we learn he has tachycardia.
This is
Riley doesn't
always
give a
great.
fuck.
I love this on TV. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you got a little medical arc going where someone needs to be in the hospital, boom, get something wrong with somebody else. They got to be in the hospital too. Done.
Yeah.
2 birds with 1 stone. Use that hospital set. Don't have to use it again later.
Yeah, it's a good call. And but Riley doesn't care, and Joyce is feeling better, so we all go home, right?
We do. I
And
mean,
Joyce,
Riley disappears, but yeah, everybody else goes home.
yeah, we all leave. And Joyce is on the couch. We take care of Joyce, whatever. And then upstairs, um, Buffy, there's talk about calling the initiative because we don't know what's up with Riley, and they might know, but we don't know, do they exist? Where'd they go? It's all up in the air, right?
Right.
We don't know what that's about.
Right.
I
We
think
weren't
it's
even supposed to know they existed when they existed. So how are we going to find
That's
them
true.
now? Yeah.
That's exactly right. I think it's Dawn that comes up with this plan, right? That for Buffy, they're like, if they're spying on you, then just say something and they'll hear it. And so
Yeah.
Buffy does that.
Dawn comes up with it almost accidentally. And Buffy is such a dick to Dawn, that whole scene, that when Dawn comes up with that, Buffy should be like, I've been a dick to you this whole time. That was brilliant. Good job, Dawn.
Yeah, she just leaves though, right?
She just fucking bailed. I always feel bad for Dawn in that moment. Like, give her a
She
little
knew
bit
she
of.
helped out though. She knew like, oh, she left because of me. She
I
felt probably felt
know,
proud.
but she probably wants like a little bit of recognition from her Slayer sister.
She probably got it after the plan all went well.
I disagree. I feel like everyone's a dick to Dawn.
No, you're probably right. Yeah, it's a good call. And we go to Riley though. He's playing basketball.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a f about his heart
Balls. He
condition.
misses balls.
Oh, it's ball. Where's his balls poster? We haven't seen that in so long. Oh man. Oh my goodness. That's probably done.
Got burnt up in the initiative, probably.
Damn. Damn. So, and he's in jeans, by the way. That's a crazy move, but he was balling out there, I thought. But Graham's back.
Yeah, good to
You
see
might have
him.
thought Graham would be gone, but he's back. And
Well,
he has
you
these.
probably didn't because I told you Graham's gonna come back at some point.
Well, I didn't think he was off the show, but
Yeah.
you, listener, if you didn't know,
If you're not listening
uh,
too close.
right? There's agents Goodman and Brown. I got.
Ah, they don't matter.
Okay, well, they were names, so I got them.
Yeah.
But
One was black and one was white, and I was wondering who they intended to be good man and who was intended to be brown.
I thought that the same about Brown, but Goodman is crazy. One of them's
Yeah.
Goodman, and one of them's Brown. That's fucking wild. Jesus. So Graham tells Riley, "Hey, Walsh did a lot of damage to us, but we know a specialist, right?"
Yeah.
So,
Dr. Overheiser.
oh, really? That's a good name.
Yeah, they say that later.
And Riley fucking books it out of there. He just says, "I don't want any business with you in this operation." So he runs off.
Yeah. He's like, if I die, I die. Whatever.
Who cares? And so Graham goes to Buffy and he says, "Hey, Riley ran off when I tried to help him." So they all come together at the magic box and it's all set up now. It looks amazing.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Everything's on the shelves. Looks
Yeah.
great.
It's our new library.
Yeah. Yep. And Xander says, "Hey, it's like one of those things. He's like, I got a friend and he likes somebody, but they didn't like them back. And maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. It's weird. Weird moment here. It's like
What are you talking
Anya's
about?
Xander, I don't know. Xander does a thing where he talks about Riley.
Oh,
And but
yeah, yeah,
Anya but
right.
Anya's like, "Oh, Xander."
Yeah, because he
I don't
knows
know.
a little something about Riley.
Yeah, he knows
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, Buffy, cool moment here where Buffy, she sends him off to do everything, but she sends them off like in their pair so they can like kind of flirt while they're gone. She sends Xander and Anya to the docks, Willow and Tara to the high school, and Giles, Giles says get Spike. But I always like that move. I think Giles did that one episode where he like sent them off like with their person that they liked. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. He's okay
He
with it.
trusted them to get the mission done. Like
Yeah.
have it enjoy yourselves a little bit.
Maybe they'll get it done faster. They get along.
Yeah, no bickering.
Yeah.
So Spike and Harmony, back to them. We were playing 20 questions, and I like that part where it's a bread box. That's funny.
Oh, right. She's thinking of a bread
Is it
box.
bigger than a bread box? Smaller? Is it a bread box? Uh, that's great. And then so Buffy comes in and we hide Harmony because she's all scared. And Buffy tells Spike, "Hey, go get Riley. Take Riley to the hospital, and I'll give you money." She like rips the money in half. That was a funny move.
Yeah.
So then Spike and Harmony go to the hospital and they beat up Graham and like a security guard. And they're like, hey, bro, you got to do the operation on me. And
Yeah.
this is
I like
Saw
this
3.
moment because I feel like I'm not even thinking about Spike's chip at this point. And so like Buffy basically hands him a loaded gun. Like she's like, Spike, there's a doctor at the hospital that works for the initiative. And Spike is like, thanks.
Yeah. It's crazy. She just trusted him so much.
Yeah.
But
Because everyone
this
thinks
is,
of him as like a neutered little cat at this point.
but she has to know that he, like, his priority is probably still getting the chip out, right? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. But this is Saw 3. Remember in Saw 3, they get the woman from the hospital and they make her do the operation, do brain surgery on John. And they say, if you fuck up, we're going to kill you. And that's exactly what they do here. They have this guy do the operation and
Isn't that the new one too?
no.
That's not what happens in Saw X.
No, Saw X, he goes there for an operation, but they're not like threatening him. But
Right.
those people are evil. It's like the reverse a little bit.
Right. He gets scammed. All
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah. But this is legitimately
this
Saw
was
3.
Saw 3?
Yeah, this is the plot of Saw 3, basically.
Yeah, I kind of remember this. Like him like laid up in that white room while
Yep.
while like
And she has
Shawnee
the
Smith
shotgun
is
collar
running the traps. Yeah,
with
yeah, that's
shotgun
right.
shells around her neck. Yeah, and Amanda's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there that's cool. Willow, like she learned a light spell from Tara, but she made it better, I think. Is that what happened?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think this is just another thing where it's like, wow, Willow's getting very casually powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Buffy goes, she's like in the caves looking for Riley, and she finds him. He's punching the walls. He's just like, oh, I'm a strong man punching the walls. I don't know.
Well,
It's
because he
crazy.
says it doesn't hurt him. Like it's like
Yeah.
these fucking drugs are making me. I can't be hurt. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, I know you can't feel it, but maybe just don't punch the wall. There's other things to do.
Yeah. You don't have to prove anything right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like if I found out I couldn't be hurt, I wouldn't just sit around like shooting myself in the head.
yeah. So yeah, so she sees him and she tells him like, "Hey, we gotta go get you some help." And he's like, "Oh, your last boyfriend, he wasn't a civilian, and if I could do an operation, I'll be a civilian. So then you won't love me."
And Buffy's like, just shut up.
Yeah, she's like, "No,
Just
I
shut
like
your
you. We're
dumb fucking mouth.
yeah, don't be stupid."
Yeah, I think
She's great
Riley.
here. She's
Yeah,
amazing at this moment.
Sarah Michelle is great. I can't stand Riley in this episode. I
Really
find him
bad Riley
so.
episode.
There's really because there's no monster of the week at all. Like the monster of the week is Riley running around like a moron and everyone trying to catch him.
Spike is Spike the monster of the week a little
I
bit,
guess like Spike, but like Harmony was just the monster of the week 2 episodes ago. I do
right?
think that's a problem with this season. Here's my main issue with this season. I like this season in general. Um, I think they planned it out so specifically, episode by episode, that they only know what plot points they need to get done in an episode. They don't think about like the individual storyline of that episode. It's almost like
Yeah.
it because they have it planned out so much, it leans towards serialization. Whereas Buffy works best when you've got standalone shit going on with serialization happening over it.
But you do like this season.
I love this season. I do think they run into this issue every so often. And I think we've seen it twice already with Real Me and now this episode.
Okay. I'm not sure which one I ranked higher. I think I liked, was that last week, Real Me?
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week was the very good Xander double episode,
Oh,
which
hell yeah.
is, they clearly had a plot for that episode.
I ranked this lower than Real Me. I did rank this lower.
That's
So,
fair.
but all right, so back to the operation Harmony. I like who she's smoking, and then they point out the no smoking sign. She's like, "Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry."
Yeah, I like that too. I like that she's not smoking in the operating room because she's an asshole.
I think we were at the smoking sign. We take the chip out, but not really. It's a penny. Knock, knock, knock.
It is.
Penny.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so
Damn it.
Riley has a fucking heart attack. They
Yeah,
like
does
fight.
he? Is that what happens here?
They fight, and then Buffy shows up, and they all fight, and then Riley in the middle has a heart attack, doesn't he? And then they do the
Um,
surgery.
I don't know that that's what happens. I mean,
I
I
thought
guess
that's
it
what
is.
happened.
I guess it is. I mean, I have no. He collapses. Whatever.
Because that's like the end of the episode is Buffy leaves. Like, I got to go take care of my mom. And Riley's like, "A- after all that, she still didn't say, I love you." Like, that's sort of like what he's feeling at the end, I think. Like, this might be the last straw for him. Like,
Really?
like,
What's
I
the last
almost
we see of
died.
Riley?
What? Graham talks to
What's the
Riley
last?
and says,
Oh, and he's like, "There's
"Now
nothing
you're
for
a
you here."
boyfriend. You used to be a cool initiative guy. Now you're a boyfriend."
Right. He says you used to have a mission. Now you're what? The mission's boyfriend. I like that line.
So we do surgery, and Riley again, he's so fucking horny. He's like, yeah, because Buffy's just like, I'm touchable, and he's like, I can't wait to take advantage of that, Buffy. That's like the first thing he's thinking about right after surgery. And then
And I'm
Buffy
like,
leaves.
well, that can't be because of all the chip and shit anymore. Now we just know he's supernaturally horny.
Yeah,
I can't watch this with
he's
my
just a
girlfriend.
stallion. You can't watch
Yeah.
Riley around in Dallas. That's so funny. If I ever show this to somebody, we gotta skip seasons 4 and 5 at
I'm
least.
telling you. Yeah.
So funny.
We're skipping
So
where wild things are and out of my mind. All right.
those are the two. That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Those are the horny Riley episodes.
So Graham, that scene where Graham tells Riley, um, he says, by the way, you belong with you belong with us. But my question is like, who is them? Or what's their operation? Who's still around?
Right.
How big is it?
I
What's going on?
The initiative no longer exists, but presumably there's still an arm of the US government that is interested in the supernatural, right?
Yeah,
So Graham's part of that. We will learn more about this. Not a lot more, but we will learn more.
yeah. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and then Buffy, she shows up to Spike's place, right? And she's gonna kill him.
Yeah, it's pretty convincing because he's even like, I just saw you 6 hours ago. And I'm like, God damn it, you did. But no.
Yeah. And he takes his shirt off. He's like, just kill me now. Fine. And looking great. Looking great.
I
Uh,
know. He's like, fine, kill me, but you'll have to put your stake through this beautiful torso.
good luck with that. Good
Yeah.
luck. He does he's Batista. He's just flexing his muscles. Like Batista's was the best at that, right?
At
It's crazy how
flexing.
he could make it like his pecs dance. He was crazy. Yeah. Remember that? He would just
Lex
get up on
Luger
the
can do
ropes and go.
that.
It's crazy.
Luger does that.
Really? I never
Maybe
noticed
you
Luger
haven't
do
seen it
that.
yet. It'll happen.
Oh, I'm excited. But then instead of stabbing him, they kiss each other. And then they kiss each other again. And then Spike wakes up from his night
And
with
Spike, and
Harmony.
I'm sorry, in the kiss, Spike also tells her that he loves her.
Yeah. One says I love you, one says like I want you or I need you or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Crazy. And it's he wakes up and he says, "Please no."
yeah. Okay,
That's
so
good
I
stuff.
I I remember this. This moment when I watched this episode for the first time, I remember not thinking this episode was particularly good, and then that made the whole episode for me. I walked away feeling great about the episode because of that one scene.
It's a crazy moment, but I think that is it Pangs or something blue? It's one or the other. That kind of takes the sales out of this moment. We already
Some
saw them together.
Something blue when they're fake married or whatever.
Yeah, we already saw
Yeah,
them together,
but
so it kind of takes the
if
sales out of it. But this is crazy.
I don't know about if anything, I think that moment
Means
foreshadows
more
this.
now.
Like
Yeah.
like how comfortable they were together in that episode. Like even when they realized that it was a spell. Like I do think that Spike and Buffy, one of them falling in love with the other one, or one of them at least becoming interested in the other one on a sexual basis, really has to be the next logical step for these two.
Yeah.
If they're not going to kill each other, then surely there has to be something there.
So that's crazy. What's gonna happen?
Well,
What's going
what do you
on?
think about it? What would you like to see happen ideally? Like what would your ceiling be for what you want to have happen with Spike and Buffy? Do you want them
Uh,
to get together at all? Do you want them to have
First of
sex?
all, I want for Spike to get the chip out of his head, but
You
then
were
for him to still
disappointed
be a
when
good
that was
guy.
a you were disappointed when that turned out to be a penny?
Yes, I was. Unlike Sheldon,
Okay.
he's always happy when it's Penny. But remember last season, I wanted that moment where why'd I say moment like that? I wanted that part where Spike, that cool shot. It's like the finale where Spike's fighting everybody, right? slow motion. And I
Oh
thought
yeah.
there, like Adam took the spike out or took the chip out, and but he was still a good guy. I thought that would be a cool reveal where he was still fighting the bad guys even though he was a good guy. So I want that to happen
Oh,
first of all, as I want the chip to be
okay.
out, but him to still be good. And then we'll see where we can go from there. We still don't even know if we can
Listen,
trust
so
him.
Logan, if Spike gets the chip out,
Yeah.
he still has no soul. If he
Hmm.
becomes good in that moment, does that make him like a way, way better person than Angel?
Why is he a better person? Angel's a really good person.
Angel, anytime he doesn't have a soul, even now, all these years after experiencing life with a soul, goes off and starts torturing and murdering people every single time. Okay.
Hmm.
So when Angel has a soul, he had to like live in seclusion for 100 years, eating rats on the street, letting people die in a hotel. Like he had to go through all of that in
I think
order to
Angel
get to
is
the
way
place
worse, but he's also way better. Like
because he
at
has
his
to
highs,
overcome
he's
all that.
way greater of a person than Spike, but at his worst, he's way more terrible.
Well,
So I think it kind of balances out.
we've never seen what Spike was like.
By the way, where's Drusilla? We ever getting Drusilla back?
Yeah, she'll be in season 5.
Oh, oh my God.
Can
Can't wait. Drusilla. All right.
I tell
Yeah,
you
so I
something
don't
else?
know. That
You may see her on multiple television programs this season.
Oh my God. She's gonna be at SummerSlam 1990. um, I don't know. Spike, he might be a better person than Angel, but Angel, like when he's a good guy, he's like the best guy around.
Yeah,
You
but
can't say the
even
same for
when
Spike.
he had to learn that over 100 years. Like Angel got
But he
his
taught
soul
himself
back.
that with discipline. I can't see Spike ever doing that.
Okay, but you're saying you want Spike to get his chip out and then immediately become a good guy.
Not immediately. I think over the course of this whole time, him realizing he wants to be a good guy. That's not immediate. That's a character growth.
Right, but Angel got his soul back in 1900, and then it took him until 1997 to like start fighting bad guys. So
Yeah, so Spike.
I think that makes if that happened to Spike, I think that makes Spike a way
So
better
what you're
person than
swaying basically is
Angel.
what I want to happen is not going to happen. It's unlikely to happen.
No,
It'd be too quick of a turn.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying it would hold enormous implications.
Right. And you think like give Spike the amount of time Angels had and he would also be as good.
I wonder.
Like with a
Yeah,
soul.
I wonder. We don't know a lot about Spike. We haven't seen Spike as a human. We haven't seen
Right.
Spike in like the early days of his
It was cool to see him
vampirism.
as a vampire again this episode.
It was cool, yeah.
He hasn't
So
done that a lot recently.
I'm just saying it's a really interesting conversation that you bring up. That I
Yeah.
really think that.
Well, Spike is one of my
But
favorite characters, so I really love talking about Spike.
yeah, yeah.
And
But
Buffy.
yeah,
Like these
well,
these are my two favorite characters, so this is really cool.
yeah,
Um yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. Lots of questions about Riley, Joyce, and Dawn, that whole thing, and this
yeah.
whole thing with Spike
Mr.
and Buffy,
Poopy Butthole, right?
Mr. Poopy Butthole,
Yeah.
and Harmony. Is Harmony gonna get jealous and want to kill Buffy? We'll see.
Great point. Yeah, there's a lot going on. All
I'll
right.
give it
Things are
three
being
stars. 3-star episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm between a 2 and a 3. I'll probably go with a 3. But I will say
Wow.
the way we talked about it was really interesting
Yeah.
because all of the interesting stuff about this episode is pushing storylines forward, setting up storylines for the future. And that's the mark of a serialized show. I don't think there's anything we can say positively about this episode that's standalone.
Huh. Really? That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it's a bad thing. You
We need episodes of both.
I don't think we need episodes of That I think is the problem.
Yeah.
I think there are shows now that do that beautifully, where you have episodes of both. The X Files was like this, one of the originals, where you tune in. Sometimes you'd have yourself a Monster of the Week episode. Sometimes you'd have yourself a serialized episode. Um,
Yeah. You're
the
right.
thing I think Buffy does that's interesting is that it always has a standalone element, but we never forget the overarching serialized storylines. You're
Like
able to
like
keep
last
them
week was a
both
perfect example. Xander's standalone sort of episode, but also like the Riley stuff was more like pushing the plot forward.
100%. Think of Hush, which should be like the
Oh,
template for
Hush. I
Buffy.
want to watch
Like
Hush
that,
today.
yeah. That is an amazing standalone story with the gentleman. You never see them before or after that episode. And you also pushed forward so much stuff with the initiative, with Buffy and Riley's relationship, with Willow and Tara. There's so much going on. That is what this show should be. And if I have a problem with this episode and with the episode 2 weeks ago, Real Me, there's just not enough of that standalone element.
I do agree with you. I do. It's a sort of a problem this season, so far. I like what was that second episode? I feel like that was my favorite one.
That was Real Me. I
Oh,
think
what was the third
I,
one then? No. Oh,
Xander,
of
the
course, of course, of
replacement.
course.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I think Buffy versus Dracula and the replacement have gotten that balance really nicely, and the other two have struggled with it.
Yeah. Angel, better season so far. What do you think?
I'm not a first impressions guy, episode 3, but I think if we're really thinking about it, Angel's 3 for 4 right now, and Buffy's 2 for 4.
I think yeah, I agree with you. So Angel, like the WCW of this
Yeah,
podcast, they're catching up.
the 1989 WCW of the WB.
Yeah.
Okay.
So both
Um,
3 stars. I will rank it. We've covered 100 or not 100. We've got 82 episodes. I put it
the season
58.
finale of season 5 is the 100th episode of Buffy, so we'll get there soon.
That's exciting. What
All right,
finale? This
80.
finale? Or next finale?
Yeah, the season finale of season 5.
Wow. I have it 58 between Goodbye, Iowa, and What's My Line 2.
What's my line 2 is better than this. Uh, where do I have Real Me?
65.
Yeah, start me there.
All right. Real Me, Gingerbread, Nightmares, Some Assembly Required, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, Go Fish, Doomed.
You could put the Go Fish, goddamn. You could put this between Go Fish and Doomed.
71 out of 82.
Yeah,
Not very
sorry,
good. We're
out
in
of
a
my
slump.
mind. Although next week is great though.
Really. I feel like
Yeah.
you said you were going to stop getting me
Oh,
hyped up.
I've nope. Next week, I
Sucks.
feel
It's a
nothing.
bad
I feel nothing
episode.
about it. I feel it's just another episode of Buffy.
Super indifferent episode.
Yeah.
By the numbers, basic episode. My
Mm-hmm.
MVP is going to go to either Buffy or Spike. And I'm gonna go Buffy. She had that emotional moment with Riley in the cave. I think she's great there. I'll go Buffy.
All right. Listen, obvious LVP Riley this week. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
MVP. You gave it to Buffy, you said?
Hmm.
Mm.
Tough to go anyone besides Buffy or Spike, I think.
Yeah. You're right, and that's why I'm gonna go with Spike.
It's impossible to go Xander, Willow, Anya, Tara,
I thought
Harmony,
Anya
Dawn.
had
Harmony
a
is
little bit
good
of a weak episode.
for everyone besides those two and Harmony. Graham
I
was
don't know.
pretty
I like
good.
the Willow and Tara's little psychic scene
Oh,
was
come
good.
on. I had
I
one scene.
liked Graham. Xander was. I liked how he built
The
the little
specialist. I like
dumb.
the specialist guy.
I liked when Xander built the dummy guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
think Anya had an odd week, and but I'll go LVP Riley just because he drove me nuts this week.
What about Ben, MVP? Dr. Ben.
I can't see MVP or LVP for him. He's perfectly fine, and he's a character I like. He's interesting.
Yeah,
We
LVP
haven't
Riley.
we don't really know anything about him yet.